Today, we're gonna be talking about 3 necessities to stay in shape as a dad or parent in general, if I happen to have any women that watch these videos. And if you've been on the channel before, this one is not going to surprise you. Number 1, get a home gym. It doesn't have to be this elaborate. You don't have to have rogue equipment. I do leave all of my stuff linked down below if you guys wanna check out what I have. But bringing the workout to the house is going to increase adherence dramatically, because having a home gym will give you the ability at any given time to walk out, jump on the bike, grab the weights, do whatever you need to do, even if you only have just a few minutes. That's why I rely so heavily on this bike. I can come out and get a 10-minute cardio workout in without needing to commute or deal with the hassle of going to a gym.
Progressive loss of lean mass from detraining and things like that.
Now I'm gonna warn you, when you have a home gym and there's nobody around, there's no one watching what you're doing, it can be very easy not to push yourself and not to do the things you need to do to really see results. So I always recommend find a program that you can stick to. So you have either certain weights or certain protocols right in front of you so you can hold yourself accountable.
This time my mind is open. It's different now. I need your heart right now because mine is broken. Remember when they laughed in my face, I was trying to escape from the chains that the world tied.
The very first time I shot me a Drake, the homie that told me to aim it this way.
Number 2, you need to know what is going in your body. And this will take a little extra time, a little extra effort initially, but it kind of becomes second nature. So one of the things you have to do originally is to track your food, whether that be the quality of the food or the quantity of the food, so you understand what macronutrients are going into your body on a daily basis so you can make adjustments. And as time goes along, you don't need to be as meticulous. So for me, I tracked for many years, then I stopped tracking for many years, and I actually just started up again about 2 weeks ago just to kind of see where I'm at, set a new baseline. And it literally takes, I wanna say, 1.5 minutes a day to go into MyFitnessPal, log my foods, but that way you're conscious of what kinds of foods you're eating. So for me, it's extremely important that I know what's in my food. That's why I plan ahead every single weekend, which is something I think is critical for every busy parent, because if you leave it to the busy work week, you already know what's gonna happen and you'll end up in the fast food line almost every night. Now for me, I am a very simple person. I have a very simple mind, so I like to eat very simply with not a lot of ingredients, things I can track easy, that I know the macronutrient breakdown of, that I know are good foods to fuel my body. Now for some people, ground beef and green beans, it isn't enough. It isn't gonna cut it. You don't have to eat this plain and simple, but I just feel like there's so much chaos, so much stress already. The last thing I wanna do is add any more complexity to my life. So to me, taking the time to understand nutrition is just like taking the time to understand your 401k plan. It might be a little tedious, maybe even a little bit boring if it's not something you're overly interested in, but if you don't understand your investments, you might be getting too many fees, you might not be allocated in the right areas, or you might just have picked a wrong investment vehicle altogether. Exact same with nutrition. There could be certain foods you're eating today that you realize aren't good for you at all. So it's worth spending the time reading up, asking friends that are knowledgeable on the subject about what certain kinds of foods are going to get you to your end goals. So every Saturday, I spend the time, I prep my food so it's there for me, ready to go. And same with the entire family. Megan, Griffin, we've all got our foods. We've got a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables, a lot of lean meats, and a lot of things that are going to better our lives. And by the way, happy Father's Day to all of the amazing dads out there. Megan got this for me last year, and I just think it's one of the coolest gifts ever. Some of my favorite things all on this cool grilling plate, which I've definitely got into grilling lately. And that's another tip I have for you. Learn to cook. I'm not very good at it just yet, but if you're reliant on going out all the time, it's gonna, one, cost you a lot of money, which y'all know I hate spending money, but also you'll realize very quickly that the foods you're eating out most times are not very good for you. thing I will say on nutrition is do not be afraid to supplement. I think supplements were made for busy parents because you guys know it's very hard to get everything you need throughout the day. So I always have a scoop of protein or two to end my days. This stuff is so delicious. It's the best tasting protein in the entire world. Pea Science chocolate truffle is incredible. You guys can use code Travis to save 10% on anything Pea Science. And I also love their sleep product. Magnesium is something that almost every single person is deficient in. So I'll have these two things. I'll sleep great, I'll feel great, I'll recover great, and it makes my life so much easier. So number 3 is prioritize recovery. Now I look at every day like it's 3 days. Before Griffin wakes up, while Griffin is awake, and after Griffin goes to bed. So I think that time period after the kids are asleep really gives us parents the ability to maybe stop the scroll a little bit. I know it's been a long, hard day, but focus on things that are going to help you recover. Not only because an injury prevents you from making any progress in the gym, but it really takes away from the quality of life. You guys know I've had back problems for a while now, and I ended up just tweaking it a little bit a few weeks ago, and all I could think about was I can't imagine not being able to lift up my son anytime I wanted to. And that was all the motivation I needed to nurse that thing back to good health. So you guys probably know by now, I love the sauna. This is what I do every single night after Griffin goes to bed. It doesn't have to be a sauna. It could be yoga. It could be stretching. It could be walking around. Whatever it is, just make sure you are recovering.